So what's up, y'all? This is Essence China of Rare Essence Academy, and today I want to talk to you about 4 ways to combat fear of raising your prices. All right, now we can talk about raising your prices. I'll definitely do that in another video. But the first thing you need to do is to combat the fear. The reason why you don't want to raise your prices is because you're scared. And I'm gonna just raise my hand because at one point in time, or maybe 2 points in time, or just at different seasons of my styling career, I had to raise my prices, and I had to first face the fear of raising my prices. And I had to identify, like, why am I scared, right? So the first thing you need to do is to recognize and accept that some clients are gonna leave. Just embrace that. Accept that some clients are not gonna see the value in you, and they're not gonna think that, whatever your price increase may be, whether it's $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever that may be, that some clients may not see the value, and or I'm gonna just say see the value, because I'm not even gonna say that they don't necessarily have the money, because people spend money on the things that they value. And so if it's $20, maybe they'll see, okay, I find that you are more valuable than my Starbucks addiction. And so therefore, I'm gonna take that $20 that I spend on Starbucks a month, and I'm gonna put it towards my hair because I value you that much. And so when you accept that you're gonna lose clients, I think that that's something that's just you'll be all right. Like, it's the reality of the situation. In my 20 plus years of doing hair, I went from $5 to 15, from 15 to 20, from 20 to 40, from 40 to 60, different price hikes. And I literally had a different type of clientele as I went up in my prices. And I went up in my prices because it was justified. I got better with my skills, I got better with my services, and I was providing like better quality products. So I could justify that, but I want you to accept that some clients are just gonna leave. They don't see the value, and they're gonna go find somebody else that will offer them, the price that they feel comfortable paying for their hairstyling. So accept it. Number 2, rejoice. Okay, come on, rejoice. Rejoice in the fact that new clients will come, right? If you have raised your prices and it's justified that you're raising your prices, and you're providing a whole nother standard of services, a whole nother standard of styling, you done invested in yourself, you done went and took some classes, you know what I'm saying? You done just got some new energy within yourself, and you're delivering that to your clients. Rejoice in the fact that even though some have left, more are gonna come, right? So when you rejoice, like, you're changing and you're shifting your thought process as it pertains to raising your prices. You are now not thinking about what you're losing. You're now shifting it to what you're gaining. And I think that that's going to help you to overcome that fear of raising your prices, because you deserve it. If that's in your heart and that's in your mind, then the only thing that's stopping you is you thinking that somebody thinks that you don't deserve it. And that means you're elevating somebody else's opinion over the truth of who you are. Who can put value on you? Who can literally put a price tag on what you're worth other than your creator? You set the tone, you set the standard. So rejoice in the fact that you've raised your standards, and because you raised your standards, you are more valuable, and those who value what you bring to the table are gonna be attracted to you. So rejoice. The third reason why is you're gonna remember, right? You're gonna remember that there is a group of people that are gonna be drawn to you, who are gonna be called to you because of who you are being, who you are in your essence, right? And so what that means is that no matter who comes and who goes, know that nothing can be taken from you that's not yours to begin with. And I'm not saying that your clients are yours, but what I'm saying is your portion. Come on. And so you have to remember that there are a group of people that, as you show up in the industry and you be the stylist that your clients need, you're always gonna have a group of people. Now, I always look at it like this, like, there are a million photographers, there are a million videographers, there are a million cake makers, and they all have their portion. They all have their tribe. They all have their clientele. So if you are being naturally and just authentically yourself, you are going to attract your tribe. So no matter who comes or who goes, your clientele is going to be there. And so you have to remember that, right? And I think that speaks to being authentically who you are. And I definitely want to talk about that. But the fourth way to combat the fear of raising your prices is to maximize the time, right? And what do I mean by that? Okay, so say you do raise your prices. In an event of you raising your prices, you may have 2 to 3 clients that no longer, want to be serviced by you, and you have an hour in your day or whatever time that is. Let's not sit in there and think about like what we have lost. We always think about how do we change? How do we take an obstacle and look at it as an opportunity? How do we now maximize that time? How can we now delegate that time to working on our social media? Delegate that time to working on our vision. Delegate that time to building our presence, our brand, our essence. Like, this is something that you need to see as a plus. You get more time in your day. And you may say, Essence, I got too much time on my hands. Right? And that may be something that, okay, you need to work on. But if you have too much time on your hands, my question is, what are you doing with your time? I look at it like, I've heard people say, Beyonce got the same amount of hours in a day as you do. And what is that essentially saying? It's saying like she's doing something with her time that the average person is not doing. And so if you don't know what to do with your time, then you got to get back to the basics and figure out what is it that I'm supposed to be like, what am I called to do? And then reverse engineer that. So if you want to get more clients, okay, how can you start attending events? Like, there's so many different things that you could be thinking about. But if you have too much time, then you need to be on your mannequin. If you ain't got no clients, you need to be on somebody's head practicing day in and day out. But again, what you need to do is to maximize the time that you have. And so this is a way to combat the fear. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go up on my prices, but guess what? It's gonna allow me and afford me some more time so I can build myself, right? And so I think that when you look at it from that perspective, the thing that looked as if it was insurmountable or it was this big old fear that you couldn't surpass, it's gonna completely shift. I remember when I was braiding in my parents' laundry room, y'all, and I promise I was servicing clients for like $5 or $10. And I remember my father coming to me and he was like, China, you need to raise your prices. And just real quick, y'all don't call me China. That's my middle name. It's my nickname. I go by Essence. I'm grown now. I go by Essence now. But my father, he came to me and he was like, you need to raise your prices. And I'm like, Daddy, like, what are you talking about? You trying to kill my business. Like, I really was so fearful and so like, God, I don't know if I can raise my prices. My clients can't afford this, right? Here it is, I'm projecting onto them thinking about how much money they have. That ain't the truth. You know what I mean? But that's what I had this belief system in myself. So I'm thinking now for my clients, and some of y'all are doing that. You're thinking for your client, you're thinking about how much money they have or how much money you would spend or how you value your own self. So because my father came to me, and I know this is my father, and I know he loves me, I know he's well-meaning, and he's an entrepreneur. He's seen something in me that I didn't even see in myself. So therefore, I am belittling my own value, right? And I am allowing myself to allow that to equate to how much money I'm charging for myself. And so when my father began to show me, he was like, you are talented, you are skilled, you have it. And your clients have it as well, and you need to go up. Like, they're literally taking advantage of you. I had to sit with that. And I remember he had told me probably for a couple of months, if not. And I got the courage enough to go up on my prices. And guess what, y'all? All of the things that I told you happened. I lost some, I gained some, but I gained the right ones. Come on now. You're gonna attract your tribe. And the time that I had, I was able to maximize. I was able to practice, or I was able to go out to events and pass out flyers and cards. Now, this is before Instagram, okay? This is the 90s. But what I'm telling you is, everything that you think is something that is blocking you from going up on your prices and earning the type of money that you deserve really is a figment of your imagination. And so when you overcome it, especially when you know you've been investing in yourself, now you can overcome it, and now you can walk into a place where, and I mean walk into, I'm talking about within yourself, not outside, but you can walk into a place where you are deserving of. The seat has been waiting for you. The table has been prepared. It's waiting for you to show up. But if you saying, oh, I'm not worthy, I can't go sit at that table because I'm not at that level yet, the only you is stopping you from that. Nobody. Your clients ain't stopping you. Nobody's stopping you but you. And when you get that revelation that I am the one that's blocking myself, then get out the way. Okay? So I want to let y'all know, again, your business can only grow to the extent that you do as a person. And as you grow and you begin to overcome these mental blocks, everything changes in your business. We think it's just the hair. We think it's just the business, but really it's the internal business of believing in ourselves more that's gonna change our situation. So I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you write down in the comments what you're thinking. And if you even have more questions, feel free to ask me questions if you have more content that you want me to cover. And I will see y'all in the next video, y'all.